Evening everybody, so it's Homebrew Wednesday. I haven't done a Homebrew Wednesday video in a while, so I thought I'd do one this evening, partly to distract me from the fact that I'm freezing my arse off out in the shed, as I've foolishly decided to do a brew tonight on one of the coldest evenings of the year, so I've got to have the shed door open. I should probably go and get a coat, to be honest, and maybe a woolly hat, but for the moment I'm just using my beer jacket to keep me warm. So yeah, just a few updates and a little bit of chat to keep me distracted. Yeah, happy Homebrew Wednesday. So yeah, I hope you're all having a good Homebrew Wednesday, and I'm drinking the first sample of a smoked porter that I've just done recently. Now, it's not been in the bottle long, so it's quite young. I based this off of the Founder's Porter recipe, but knocked the gravity down a little bit and added some smoked malt, the Vehement's Beechwood smoked malt. Now, it's still pretty smoky. It's definitely got that kind of smoky German sausage thing going on. I only put 500 grams into it. It was a 10-litre batch, so that works out about 18%. I'd read on quite a few forums that would give a fairly subtle smokiness to it, but to my palate, that's pretty, yeah, pretty intense kind of smoky flavour. It's not overwhelming. I think when you first taste it, it's a little bit of a yeah, bonfire smack in the face, but it is toning down a little bit. I think it's one of those beers, once your palate kind of adapts to it, it's really quite nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing that aging a little bit and see how it comes along. I've bottled a few up for Beermails at some point as well, so maybe a few of you will get those. The beer that I'm brewing this evening is the is a kolsch, so it's a Saaz and Crystal hopped kolsch, fairly hoppy for that style. So it's got a bit of late hopping going on, not huge amounts. So I think there's only about just shy of 100 grams in total going into it. But I know a lot of those recipes for kolsch may even just have bittering hops on their own and not any aroma or flavour hops at all. So it's a little bit hoppier, but still kind of within style. Just needed to brew a beer really, because had the father-in-law and soon-to-be brother-in-law potentially, don't want to jump the gun on that one, but yeah, the sister-in-law's fella anyway, round at the weekend, and they absolutely demolished some of my beer. So we went through a whole keg between us. I mean, I wasn't completely blameless myself, but we polished off a keg of APA that I'd only put on about a week before, and yeah, just basically looking forward and thinking if I don't get a brew on fairly soon, I'll end up with quite a few kegs empty in the near future, which yeah, nowadays most of my anxiety bizarrely seems to relate to having taps offline in the shed, which is a bit strange. But yeah, that's the homebrew obsession for you, isn't it? So yeah, back to Beermail. Got a bottle from Timmy Jenkins today, which was might drink that in a minute actually, because he went to a very special effort to get it posted out to myself and a few other people as fresh as he possibly could. So it's a New England IPA, and obviously the sooner you drink them the better. I think he pretty much kegged it, carved it, bottled it, all within the space of I don't know if it was a day, but a few days at the most. And yeah, so I think really it would be a bit out of order to then leave it in the fridge for 2 months and not drink it. So I might yeah, I'll have that at the end of this video, I think. And on the same day, he actually got Beermail from me, so that was nice that they seemed to cross paths in the middle and arrive on the same day. So I sent Timmy and a few other people, so Steve Ogden as well, been meaning to send him a Beermail for ages, and who else did I send one to? Oh, Robbie, of course, yeah. So still owe Robbie a shit ton of beer for all the stuff that he helped me out with the Keezer. So it's not the last beer mail that you'll be getting from me, Robbie. There will be many more to come. One other person who I don't think has received theirs yet, but they're slightly further away. So yeah, I won't give away the surprise, because I didn't tell anyone apart from Timmy. I don't actually know. I'm lying. There's a surprise for the person who hasn't got it yet, and maybe Robbie, but I think I told the other two that it was coming. That doesn't matter anyway, but yeah, so nice to get a few beer mails out. Hopefully do a few more of those in the coming months as well, because I've maybe fallen a bit behind with that. If anyone else is up for beer mail swaps, then get in touch on Facebook or whatever, and try and sort something out, because again, brewing shitloads of beer is great, but actually getting through all the kegs sometimes is a bit of a dangerous task for myself. So it's good to send some of it out and just swap it up a bit and see what other people are doing, and hopefully some of you might enjoy the beers that I send out as well. Right, so I think that's pretty much all I've got to update you on. Oh, one other thing, the Bedford Homebrewers had another meeting just recently. So the January meeting was the low ABV beers, which was really good, although it was on a really shitty night weather-wise, and quite a few people couldn't make it because of that. But some really good beers that evening, especially considering the low ABV kind of theme for it does make it quite difficult to, you know, brew a really tasty, flavoursome beer sometimes. So I was really impressed with those, and a few of the people who got beer mails got a sample of my beer for that night, which is the lightweight pale ale or IPA that I did a video on a little while back. You might have watched it. Yeah, so we've just done I've just done a big hop order for the homebrew group, because we're clubbing in to do a little bit of a bulk buy on a few hops, so that's worked out really well. Got some quite decent kind of wholesale prices on those. So if you are in a homebrew group, I do recommend having a little shop around for some of the bulk buy prices. Even if you're just buying by the kilo, it can work out quite a bit cheaper than the full price for 100 grams. So looking forward to that. I think that parcel should be arriving soon. Fuck knows where I'm going to put all the hops before I dish them out to people, because we've got several kilos of them arriving, and the fridge and freezer is already packed full of stuff. So at least it's cold enough. I can probably just leave them in a box outside, to be honest, at the moment, and that's going to keep them just as cool. So yeah, not much else to chat about. Just waiting for this beer to hit 40 minutes so I can chuck some more hops in, and then we're good to go. I'll finish this and then get another beer on. Right, here we go then, another Timmy Jenkins special, literally fresh from the post, and it's a 6.3% New England IPA, Eldorado and Equinox hops. You can already see in the bottle that it is hazy as you like. Let's crack into it. So it's just about had time in the fridge to chill, but it's not super cold. But I think that a lot of New England IPAs tend to really benefit from, you know, not being super cold, because obviously that suppresses a lot of the fruity flavours. But oh my word, the smell off of that instantly makes me think of Rubicon mango. I don't know if you've tried that drink, but yeah, basically mango juice, maybe with a hint of lilt. So we're mainly talking tropical aromas there. That's got to get in the glass. I have rinsed the glass out. I know it's probably not a great idea going from a smoky porter to a New England IPA. My palate is probably wrecked, but I did rinse the glass out and have a little swig of water myself. So I was going to get a fancy IPA glass, but then I thought, fuck it. Oh, it's got quite a bit of carbonation on it. Oops, my bad. So yeah, colour, again, it kind of looks like fruit, mango juice or orange juice in the glass. Totally opaque, not even a sliver of clarity there, but it's a New England IPA, so that's what we want. Big frothy cap on it. Sometimes the head doesn't really stick around on these sorts of beers because of all the hop oil that's in there, but as I said, nice level of carbonation. It still smells like Rubicon mango. I can't get over how similar that is to the smell of that. Just really fresh and pungent fruitiness coming off of that. Timmy, that is I think in terms of the aroma, that's got to be possibly down to the freshness that you've got it to me in, but that's got to be one of the most pungently fruity beers that I've had from you for sure. Excuse me. Absolutely spot on, sir. That's a fucking beauty. Yeah, fruit juice all the way. It's definitely big on the mango for me, but there's a pineapple kind of thing there too. A little bit of citrus, but not that much, so it's not as sharp as these can be sometimes. It's low bitterness, but there's enough bitterness there for you to know that it is still a beer. It's not just, you know, sweet fruit juice. I mean, I imagine you probably put about 4,000 grams of hops into this, knowing your recipes, Timmy, but the balance of the flavours on it is absolutely perfect. So yeah, you bastard, you always fucking nail these sorts of beers. But it's a bloody good job, and yeah, it makes me want to brew another New England IPA, even though it's like -4 outside at the moment. But I can hear all the American brewers laughing at what we are saying is really cold at the moment, based on how cold I've seen it is in some states in America today. I think I read earlier -54 in Chicago. What the fuck? So yeah, I hope all of our friends over in America are wrapped up warm and are not suffering too much because of that. I don't know exactly where all of you are, but I know a few of the people that I have interacted with online are up nearer the northern end, who might be a little bit chilly this evening. So I'll stop whinging about the cold, because yeah, -4 versus -50, little bit of difference there. Anyway, I'm going to sign off there, so thank you very much, Timmy. This is outstanding. Anyone else who is getting one of these, you're in for a treat. I'm going to have to steal the recipe from you, of course, and yeah, it's a great beer to end a Homebrew Wednesday on. Cheers everyone, and hope you, if you're stupid enough to be brewing this evening, that your brewing is going well, and if you're slightly more intelligent and just sticking to drinking the beer, that you're enjoying your beers. Cheers.
I'm the dude, so that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, you know, El Duderino.